Good morning, guys. I'm back. Welcome to another Crypto MC episode. My name is Rudo. I'm a full-time stay-at-home crypto trader and investor. Last week, I left you guys with the idea that Bitcoin is going to do the following. It's going to chop up and down in this area probably for a while and then sell off. Now, that for a while didn't happen. We sold off immediately. So today we need to look at that. I'm going to show you a buy and a sell scenario that I think is highly probable. And I want to talk about whether Bitcoin, is done retracing and whether it's going to go up today. So if you're new to the channel, let me know in the comment section. And for those joining in live, smash the likes. And even if you're not watching it live, morning, Renee, to everybody else, just say hi. And let's get into this. Okay, so Bitcoin on the daily, we had a significant level we need to remind ourselves on, and that was at 65,204 or 65,000. Let's just make it simple numbers. And the reason for that was it's the first time in forever that Bitcoin hopefully is making a higher high. Now, Bitcoin has been trending down since March this year. And I'm just going to put a few lines on the extremes just to visually represent the downtrend. Okay, so we were trending down. If I switch over to a line tool, you can see that very clearly. We've made highs, we've made lows, we've made lower highs, we've made lower lows. And now the hope is that we made our first higher high. We need to come back. But then I gave you guys an angle that I think the market needs in order for us to start pushing to the upside. Okay, and that was shared with you guys in the main YouTube stream today. In today's stream, this afternoon stream, I'll look into that a little bit further. Okay, so that's the idea. So the hope is that this higher high signals the turn of the trend, and now we want to start looking to buy the dip for that. Okay, taking this into the 4-hour time frame now, I marked out a few demand zones, critical demand zones for you guys. These are the demand zones that will give us hidden bullish divergence, meaning as long as we stay above these demand zones, let's maybe do this, hidden bullish divergence, okay, and the RSI retraces, we have hope for a new higher high or another higher high, okay, and as long as that happens, we're good. Now, if we start falling below this demand zone, so if we start dipping below 59, that then really becomes bearish and worrisome. Okay, so that's just one thing that I just don't want to see happen. Now, with any move, if it's fast, it won't last. That's typically the way it goes. And price will often go and revisit critical support areas before it continues down lower, if that is in case not going to be the trend and we're not going to go bullish. Now, why do I say that? Well, simple. If we go to look at BTC on a macro view, and we actually look at the monthly performance rate for BTCs, you can see that around September, October is normally a horrible month. Now, these do differ from different exchanges because their open and closing days or candles differ. So you might find that if you look at this from Binance, it's 4 and -4, but and there's a 7%. But if you look at something like Bitfinex, you've got a completely, or let's go there, you've got a completely different view. I'm looking at the current one, sorry. So that there's a completely different view around these values. So just bear with that and understand that each exchange in each country has their own time when they're closing. Okay, so these are important things and important levels that you just kind of need to keep in the back of your head as we go through and navigate this. Now, to look at the buy and the sell zones, whether things are going to go up or down, the first thing that we need to do is study the divergence. Now, you can see the RSI is overbought, which is oversold, which is really good. But oversold doesn't mean that it's necessarily done. As long as the RSI stays below the 50 level, we're trending down. So as you can see here, we broke through, we stayed above the 50, and all this price action from where that happened was bullish. So you can see that, okay, up until we lost the 50. And that is typical how the RSI works. It's a predictive tool. It's a leading indicator, not a lagging indicator. So you can use this nicely for that to your advantage. So you need to think bearish thoughts as long as this thing is below the 50. It's simple as that. Okay. So the biggest trick that everybody does or do to themselves is they're looking at this and say, okay, right, there has to be a bounce. I need to go long. Yes, not wrong doing that. But if you want to trade easily, rather trade bearish because of this, because we don't know how long this thing could chop around and which levels it can go to. There's at no point, I always say this to you guys, I don't make it out to be that I know what the future is going to hold. I just trade the most probable play. That's all I'm looking for. Okay, so most probable, with this being said, is bearish scenarios. Now, we're at the stage where we're hoping that the demand holds for the bigger bullish move. So this price action needs to find a floor. The worry that I have is really big candles, a lot of wicks in this area, so there is signs of exhaustion. But if I put a scenario in there where I'm looking for this low, okay, I'm trying to preemptively see where the divergence is going to happen, okay? I need to consider price action within that pivot there, and there. This means that this line smack up with the demand zone. So the hope is that the market's going to hold this range. If it does, we should chop around within this area and then continue on higher. Now, if we lose this demand zone, we might go up still, but then the probability for this bearish momentum to continue will be more. Okay. And the way that I will be trading that is I would look at these waves. I would look to see whether this is the conclusion of a wave. And if so, there needs to be a retrace at some stage, whereby which we will have hidden bearish divergence at this pivot, meaning what? Price does not go as high, but the RSI goes above it, which you can see is very easily achievable. And at that stage, where I'll be looking for this trading gap between 63 and 62 to short the market. Okay, so now you know where I'm trying to long the market. I'm trying to long within this demand zone, and I'm trying to short within this lost support zone. So this was support, it's lost, it's now resistance. The market's going to go and try and confirm whether that is the case. Now, there's a lot of news happening in the market at the moment. Guys, we're talking about Iran, Israel, there's the US strikes that's putting the economy, the GDP figures in risk. And kind of, it's just changing the dynamic. Everybody knew everybody felt they kind of had their finger on the pulse of what the economy is going to do. And now all these new things come to light again. And there's new crazy and new worry and new strife in the world. This is typical, guys. I said to you last week that the Dixie is in a situation where we're on support. Expect the market to rally. Expect support to do what it does, give a reaction. It doesn't necessarily mean that is a bottom indicator. Support we can go back to about 103 and then sell off and then officially break the trend. And that is kind of the thing. So it's not bull season just yet. Remember that October scenario where everybody says October or whatever the case might be. We've looked at the stats. I just showed you the statistics. It's only in November when things start moving, okay? November, the stuff starts moving. That's when it starts getting green, okay? So you have to be patient. You have to wait through this month. And the same will happen with all the alts. Okay, so Confluence, no, we're not in Confluence. Let's see. Well, let's see what you took. I think 59,500 super probable, half the move up. Let's see. Yes, that could be the idea. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here. But play the bearish play. Don't say you know what's going to happen in the future. This thing's still trending down, guys. We've made one higher high there. Okay. It doesn't mean we've broken the trend. Okay. Play the bearish play. Make sure. Get your trade in. Remember, this is trading. I'm not trying to look at investment. As soon as I start scaling this up weekly, monthly, there's hope for higher targets and I'm bullish. But I'm trading today. This is a trading stream. Think about the trade. You just want to make money. Okay. There's reason to think that this is going to go a little bit lower and you can make that money. There you have it, guys. Now I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to give my official targets, all my stops and everything, how I'm going to trade that in the Discord for everybody in the Market Tactics. You can go and join that as well. All you need to do is have a Primex BT account. One of the ways, I have a Primex BT account funded with some money. Links in the video description, and then you can go and join. And like I said, I haven't traded. There's my last stats. I haven't taken any trade. I've been away a little bit. So I want to try and get my next payday in, whether it's going to be a long or short. I honestly don't care. I just want to make some money. And if you don't want to, or you don't already have a Prime account, there's other ways you can actually just outright subscribe. So you can head over to the Discord, go to the navigation channel. You can join via the free trial, like I said, now with the Prime link. Everything's in the video description as well. Or you can take one step back, and you can actually just outright subscribe. So you can go to the private trade group, and you can click on any one of these, Complete Crypto or Crypto Trading, and it will take you to a link where you sign in with your Discord bot or your Discord access, and the bot will grant you access. Simple as that. That's how simple that is. Okay. Vitaly, Peter, everybody else, maybe it's Droptober. Yes. I think maybe Droptober would be a good way to look at this. But I think it's more Flattober, We've had Flatember and Flattober because the punishment has already happened. If you think about this from a bigger view, this has already been punished. We're far from making lower lows. So it's just lateral ranging. We're trying to establish a bottom. We're trying to lock in support. So let's just man, it's not it's not fucked over. But we're going sideways, and that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to establish a flat line here so that we can push off and go bullish. And simple as that. That's my hope. That's my positive sentiment, throwing positive vibes into the market, saying that's what you need to do. The trader in me wants to go a little short, potentially, because that's what the RSI is telling me. Go short and look for the long. Look for the long. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, talking about fear in the market, I haven't read the entire message, but think about it like this, guys. Buy when people think they're losing. Sell when people think they're winning. And the big question is, from where we are now, do you honestly feel like people are losing? Not yet. And you obviously think that people were winning at 66? Probably not. That's why I never gave buy zone, saying buy at 66. Okay. We started planting seeds on some of the alts. Those are all retracing now, testing those same areas, those same buy zones. And in this afternoon stream, I'll be looking in on that. Okay. It's simple. It's as simple as that. So there you have it, guys. Have a lovely day. See you this afternoon, and do yourself a favor. Get in on the Discord, and we can take the chat there. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.